everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Age Imperialism vs. Russia. Let's continue on from where we last left off. So, the war against a tripartite pact has now begun. I think we're doing okay. Get this infantry here. We got more infantry on their way. I would love to, again, we're trying to see if we can maybe get like a naval invasion somewhere in France. I think a naval invasion into Italy is probably a little bit less likely. Unsurprisingly, our colonial holdings, Ethiopia is doing probably okay against Italy, but our allies in the region down here have essentially lost control. Want to kill these British troops as well as possible. Hold out for a quick minute. And you actually connect Greece in two separate parts. These areas do connect. It is something that we do need to be aware of. Put some pressure on you. I think we can probably reduce this line to just being here. At least for right now. He did put way more troops in Greece than I was originally anticipating them actually doing. But we did take Prague. One major city fallen to our forces. What about this army, actually? You're a bunch of motorized units. We had a very particular job, but I don't think that job's really going to be... I'll put you here. Go up north. And at least for the time being. I do think that the tanks still do want to push. And we'll have you also helping out. I think the northern part of France is definitely the weak front right now. I think Constantinople did end up joining the war. There's a couple more divisions on our side, which I'll definitely welcome. Maybe take over here. Is this a port? It is a port. So they can actually bring more troops there, unfortunately. We'll make our life harder. But as long as we can end up killing one major power in the Tripartite Pact, we'll be looking pretty good. Brazil did end up joining the war. I mean, Brazil's got a decent-sized army. 1635. I think that's more than all of our allies in the area put together. Mexico's completely abandoned, but that's okay. If we were to just fight against the United States, it would only take 10 days, so... It's okay if we don't actually have a casus belli against them to begin with. Morocco is dead. That's fine. I don't think we should be too surprised by that outcome. Have you turn around. Help us take Paris. Have you take these northern areas here. The German army that I was originally using to plan for a naval invasion, I honestly don't think naval invasion is worth it anymore. Again, maybe we can prepare a war against the British. Also, did I ever get a spy company? No, I did not. I think... Let's go with, like, an antler. Sure, that seems like an okay agency to farm. And how much manpower do you guys all have? I'm assuming, yeah, 2 to 3 million, 3 to 6 million. Everybody has a lot of units that are willing to sacrifice the war effort. Which I mean is kind of understandable. I also have a lot of units I'm willing to sacrifice to the war effort. See my previous invasion of Germany. I mean, it did end up working out, but it didn't work out as well as it could have. Again, I think that's where we just need to put it. Just, it could have been better. You guys feel like you're confident? I mean, there's not that many French troops on the border here, so I think we can begin an invasion north. Motorized division, congratulations. Your job is to push away to Nantes and capture these other major French territories. Orange army, spread out a little bit northward just to make sure we can cover this one tiny gap. I don't think we should rely on just Belgium doing it. Let's control the Moroccan Navy. We don't need to do that. I don't need Morocco's Navy. Like, I appreciate the thought. It's really not necessary. I have some motorized divisions. I wouldn't mind trying to send motorized division down towards Bordeaux. Again, we just need to kill one of these countries. France and Nubia are... I think France and Nubia are the strongest of the members of the Tripartite Pact. Remember before the war, it did say Italy had at most 22 divisions. And I doubt they were training enough units to really offset that number. Our line here is looking pretty solid. I don't think they're going to be pushing into Anatolia anytime soon. Any numbers look a little bit weak over here. Honestly, not really. Switzerland is still not joining the war. We could... 125 days offensive. might need to end up not trying to push the war in Switzerland. If Switzerland wants to stay independent, and by that I mean be the only country in the tripartite pact, then so be it. So be it. I mean, Peru looks like they're close to death. Colombia can, I think, hold their own, but Peru really doesn't have an army to stop the enemy here. Guys, I don't think you need to be here. Wait, there's actually a straight crossing here? Never mind. We want to go here and prepare an invasion of Japan. I did not know there's actually so many straight crossings in Japan. I mean, it works out well for me. I'm happy that they're here. Didn't know there'd be so many. Handful of units. None of them are that strong. Did stop our advance a little bit. And the tank's next position is, hey, push your way down towards Bordeaux. Make sure your line basically is just here. I mean, France, we're halfway dead. We did take Paris. Fantastic news for us. We're putting a lot of units in Brest. Which, I mean, I can understand. I'm not happy about it, but I can understand why they're doing it. Trying to push our way out. I think we have enough units that really the AI cannot attack us. And what I mean by that is that I think we just have too many units where the... I don't know if Purple actually has an attack line either right now. Purple, your job is, hey, push your way down south. I completely lost my train of thought. I apologize for that. I have no idea what I was going to say. But we might as well get our rest for anti-air in case they ever somehow invade our homeland. I don't think that's going to happen, but just, again, just in case. Bolivia's trying to tripartite pacts. Really, Bolivia. 8 to 17 divisions. We might see more South American countries join in. I mean, we still have Uruguay, Paraguay, and Ecuador. Not part of any faction. And I don't know who looks at this situation and thinks, you know what, I want to back the tripartite pact. I mean, they're doing substantially worse than the Reichspact ever did. Anybody feel confident with an attack? Red Army feels the most confident. Or even is Red Army? They're up here. I will grant you permission to attack. Portugal join the British. I don't think we should be too surprised by that. Let's go for our final upgrades here. Engines and tires. How are you guys looking, by the way? You're not happy with it. You guys are happy with a push. The push basically should just be going to here. Try it as best as you can. 5 divisions, 10 divisions here. I kind of want both of you going down to Bordeaux. I think you guys actually can probably stop attacking. Spread your line further towards Paris and pull these guys back like this. You should be, I think, mostly safe. I'm not too concerned with it. And push your way towards Bordeaux. Get your way down towards the Spanish border. And Spain, still technically part of the Reichspact. France does have a casus belli against Spain. I don't know if they'll push it. I don't know why you're here. Go to this army then. In our really weak German army, deploy them. I can't even see the spawn unit tab. Get rid of the minimap for now. Sign a new general. Sign onto this front. They can go here, and they can spearhead their way towards the Italian border. I think that makes sense. Given a situation, again, France is by far the weakest link here. I don't think anybody could possibly deny that claim. For this position, Constantinople still looking good. We're not building any factories, though. Build more military factories, please. You're at 300 factories. Unfortunately, I don't think HOI4 has a ledger, so we can't really compare ourselves to every other country on Earth. At least at the moment. They're doing a little bit of damage towards our tank. But okay, the tank survived. We've got a motorized division coming down now. Down like this. Do you have anything that's not a... I guess we still have our factory output. We have more cost of bellies that we can push, but I don't think it's really worth it. I guess we'll help out. I guess let's try Ethiopia. They actually gave us political power for doing this. And I mean, Ethiopia is holding on to the position down in... what do you call it? Down here in Africa. They're actually losing more territory. They're actually really buffing up their defenses down here. Really not too sure why they want that defended so much. Let's actually try to go all the way down to Neat. Push here, you push to Orleans. Take this city now. I think all the blue army I still want down here. Why are you here? Deploy to whatever army this is. I don't know where they are, but, you know, just deploy there for now. I think that makes sense. Again, our positions are still looking okay. We are now actually on the Italian border proper. And you guys should be pushing your way into Italy. Do any of you... Like, does any of these fronts feel weak? I would say that you look like you're probably the weakest. So honestly, an aggressive push into Carpathia here makes sense, I believe. Down to Borno, you come down to here. See if our motorized division can kind of clean this up. Maybe victory point rush a little bit against the Austrians. Britain's curtail German influence. You know what? Understandable, seeing as, again, the Germans don't really have any influence whatsoever, I would say. But I don't think it'd be too difficult to curtail the influence of a country. Oh, the United Kingdom actually declared war on Germany. Well... Which means they're at war with us, because Germany's our puppet state. Well, I guess we're now just at war with the British Empire as well. It puts us in an awkward spot. No doubt about that. Yeah, like a really awkward position. Okay, all of our allies are being called in. You love to see it. We have guns. We have 45,000 guns. Congratulations, Germany. More of your units are getting added to our armies here. It does mean that the British are no longer sending support to you. It does mean that Japan's probably also going to get involved, but I think you just try to push your way like this. While also building a naval base here. And here, honestly. Get both these naval bases up and running ASAP. What about you? I mean, Japan obviously is going to end up joining this war. And most of our allies are kind of really out of position. Hold the line here. Japan's joined the war. I don't think anybody should be surprised by that. Go to Montpellier, Marseille, Toulon, Nice. You guys need to be attacking very aggressively, actually, as well. I think what we have to do is we have to push away here. Probably keep a small garrison defending behind us, just so we don't get completely killed. And we have a port here. Nice for us to take that port. I mean, we'll try to push our way into the Qing Empire, but again, I don't want anything too dangerous to be going on. But of course, hey, the Raj, Tibet, they have units that we need to actually worry about. It's scary. Holding this line okay. Down to Toulouse. Down to Montpellier, and then down to here. France is at 31%. We do need to get them down to 10, which is a little bit more difficult than I would like. Way down to Vichy. And I think for right now, yeah, the Royal Navy is going to prove a challenge. Organizational infantry, yes, please. I mean, Ethiopia at this point, I think, is basically dead because they're now essentially completely surrounded. But the British actually might end up sending troops down to their colonies to try to defeat us. And if they do that, I think that's really going to weaken them in the long term. And once France is dead, again, we need to prepare an invasion of Britain. Like, that is, without a doubt, a major priority for our government. Force attack our way through here. We could gas them as well. Let's try the gas. Weather negative 10%. I'm not even too sure what actually the gas attack even does. But if we can kill Japan or somebody, we can relocate our armies. Italians down here, but again, Britain is no longer providing support down here. Like, maybe we can get something done. Put a multiplier. France is at 24. Down to Annecy. Norway is joining the Commonwealth of Nations, so they decided to go pro-Britain. And that means they're going to be at war with us in a second. How much is Brest worth? Brest worth 20. Do we need to take... We might need to take Brest for them to actually capitulate. And I don't think the Commonwealth of Nations, they don't have any... I mean, they have some actual direct territory, but... They're not too located down south. And honestly, anybody that's at least yellow, I'm okay getting the invasion to go. Because we kind of need to push these fronts now. So that we can relocate our armies to other more important front lines. Got our tank over here. Make your way down. France, again, is at 22%. Got Vichy, Lyon. Uruguay wants to join the faction. Absolutely. Thank you, Uruguay. Have most French cities under control. Do you get military access to... You had how do you sell volunteers from Britain? I don't think that makes sense. South America might be getting invaded, but that's okay. Venezuela, yeah, they were part of the Reichspakt. In Germany, by the way, can they still actually invite countries to the faction? I don't know. It'd be funny if they can invite countries to the faction and that still ends up with them joining our faction. But I think it's how factions work via invitation if you're in a different faction than the primary one. If that makes any sense, what I said. Okay, France. I don't think we need Brest. I think Multiplier, Marseille, Nice should be enough for the French to give up. And once the French have given up, I'm hoping that'll be enough for... I think you guys can actually stop. I don't think the invasion of Greece makes sense. What's the multiplier? We got one tank here. You want to take back Toulouse. 18%. Under normal circumstances, they would have already given up. But of course, these are not normal circumstances. Down towards Nice. I mean, if we had Brest by now, I think the war would have been over. Move our way into Budapest, another major city. Vienna will need to fall for us to kill the Austrians, but... By the way, actually, who's the major factions here? It's got to be France, Italy, and the New Federation, yes. We'll have you immediately spy on Britain. By the way, how is the Japanese front going? You still have not pushed through this unit yet. A little bit disappointed by that. We can... Yeah, with... Give them some factories. '97. Again, our position here is still secured. I think you can be very aggressive. We probably want to push away into Korea just so we can maybe attack Japan from the south. Still over 75 fleet. Bring that to this naval base for now. Actually, I'm wondering, because I could position my navy here, giving our units naval support. Don't have any air forces in the area. Don't know how much this actually will provide benefit to them. Actually, 24% is not insignificant at all, but we do see Japanese forces are reinforcing. Very unfortunate. And yeah, the British are doing okay in Persia, Anatolia. All the positions where I didn't keep units, I didn't think it would be a high priority. Let me just put it that way. France at 13%. I think Nice falling or Toulouse falling will be enough for them to capitulate. Yeah, the tank drive down to Rome and down to Naples and then down to Sicily over here. Is that not enough for a French capitulation? Okay, no, they're 9%. Since at midnight tonight, France has given up. Gets our units here. Maybe pushing our way to this front line immediately. And you guys don't have a battle plan. Are you the German army? You need to be preparing some sort of naval invasion into British ports. Go with the ones that are unnamed. Those are usually the easiest to actually navally invade. And does France have an army? 71 to 90 divisions still. Probably other units that are still in other countries. You'll have this army over here in Germany. I think this German army, congratulations, you are being deployed to Iraq, trying to push your way down south. I think that makes sense for you right now. But with the fall of France, I think it's going to be a good time for us to end this episode here today. So thanks everybody for watching. My name is Anthnwam. If you enjoyed, my thumbs up. Not doing, click thumbs down. Subscribe, and goodbye.